Hey everyone, I want to invite you to our summer series, Let's Dive In.
Hello, Anointed Ones, and welcome back to Anointed TV. Today, we're diving into a story that has shaken the faith community to its core. Robert Morris, the founding pastor of Gateway Church in Southlake, Texas, has been indicted on 5 counts of lewd or indecent acts with a child. This indictment comes after decades of allegations and a long fight for justice by the victim, Cindy Clemisher. Let's break down the details of this case, the timeline of events, and what this means for the church and its congregation. Robert Morris, a prominent megachurch pastor and influential figure in evangelical circles, was indicted by a multi-county grand jury in Oklahoma on Wednesday. The charges stem from allegations that he, S.A. Cindy Clemisher, over several years in the 1980s, beginning when she was just 12 years old. Cindy Clemisher, now 54 years old, has been fighting for justice for over 4 decades. She alleges that the abuse began in December 1982, when Morris, then a traveling evangelist, stayed with her family in Hominy, Oklahoma. According to the indictment, the abuse continued for 4 years, with Morris facing 5 counts of lewd or indecent acts with a child. To summarize, the 5 counts against Robert Morris include touching Cindy's body and private parts on December 25, 1982. This charge stems from the very beginning of the abuse, which allegedly started during a Christmas visit to Cindy's family home in Osage County, Oklahoma. It's heartbreaking to think that such a sacred holiday was marred by such a horrific act. Forcing her to undress and looking at her body on December 27, 1982. This charge highlights the predatory nature of Morris's actions. Not only did he touch Cindy, but he also violated her innocence by forcing her to undress and subjecting her to his gaze. The psychological trauma of such an act is unimaginable. Repeatedly touched her body and private parts between January 15th and 24th, 1983. This charge indicates that the abuse was not an isolated incident, but part of a pattern of behavior. Over the course of just a few weeks, Morris allegedly continued to exploit and harm Cindy, further entrenching the trauma she endured. Touching her body and private parts in a vehicle between January 25, 1983 and January 24, 1985. This charge reveals that the abuse continued for years, escalating in both frequency and brazenness. The fact that Morris allegedly carried out these acts in a vehicle, a confined and vulnerable space, adds another layer of horror to the situation. Rubbing his body against hers in a vehicle during the same time period. This charge is particularly disturbing, as it describes an act of SA that goes beyond touching. The use of his body to violate Cindy in this way is a clear abuse of power and trust, and it underscores the severity of the crimes Morris is accused of committing. Oklahoma Attorney General Gentner Drummond, who once represented Clemisher, released a statement saying, "There can be no tolerance for those who sensually prey on children." This case is all the more despicable because the alleged perpetrator was a pastor who exploited his position. Drummond also noted that the statute of limitations does not apply in this case because Morris was not a resident of Oklahoma at the time of the alleged crimes. This means the charges can proceed, even decades later. Cindy Clemisher expressed her gratitude for the indictment, saying, "After almost 43 years, the law has finally caught up with Robert Morris for the horrific crimes he committed against me as a child. Now it is time for the legal system to hold him accountable." Clemisher's courage in coming forward has been a beacon of hope for many survivors of abuse, especially within the church. Her story highlights the importance of holding powerful figures accountable, no matter how much time has passed. Morris resigned from Gateway Church on June 18, 2024, just days after Clemisher went public with her allegations. In response to the accusations, Morris initially confessed to inappropriate sensual behavior with a young lady more than 35 years ago. He claimed he had repented and was restored to ministry after counseling. "When I was in my early 20s, I was involved in inappropriate sexual behavior with a young lady in a home where I was staying. It was kissing and petting and not intercourse, but it was wrong. This behavior happened on several occasions over the next few years," he said in a statement. However, Clemisher refuted Morris's characterization, stating, "I was 12 years old. I was a little girl, a very innocent little girl." She detailed how Morris groomed her and abused her for years, including acts that she now understands constitute rape by instrumentation. Gateway Church initially stood by Morris, stating that he had been transparent about his past and had been biblically restored to ministry. However, after Clemisher's allegations came to light, the church admitted that they did not have all the facts. Regretfully, prior to June 14, 2024, the elders did not have all the facts of the inappropriate relationship between Morris and the victim, including her age at the time and the length of the abuse. The church elders wrote in a statement to its congregation, "The church has since authorized an independent investigation, which revealed that multiple elders knew about the abuse but failed to act. As a result, several elders were removed from their positions." This case raises serious questions about accountability within megachurches and the handling of abuse allegations. How could someone with such a dark past be allowed to lead one of the largest churches in the country? And what does this mean for the thousands of congregants who look to Morris for spiritual guidance? While the legal process unfolds, one thing is clear. Cindy Clemisher's bravery has sparked a much-needed conversation about power, accountability, and justice within the church. Her fight is a reminder that no one is above the law, no matter their position or influence. If you or someone you know has been affected by abuse, please reach out to the appropriate authorities or support organizations. You are not alone, and your voice matters. Thank you for watching Anointed TV. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that matter. Until next time, stay blessed and stay informed.